Okay, well, greetings YouTubers. Today from a very cold, wet morning in southern Turkey, in the middle of winter here, a place which I'm probably pronouncing incorrectly, Şanlıurfa. So please correct me in the comment section if my Turkish pronunciation is not the best. But today we're going to go on an adventure about 9,500 years back in time to a place called Golbeki Tepe, which is one of the world's most ancient archaeological sites. Now, I'm by no means an expert in this area, but there are many people who believe that this is one of the places where we originally started off our evolutionary journey as hunter-gatherers in Africa, and there are many people who believe this is one of the first places where humans started to develop permanent settlements. There's some debate over whether humans who founded Golbeki Tepe 9,500 years ago, whether they were shifting from hunter-gatherers to agriculture, or whether this was kind of a preliminary shift and that they built all these structures there and continued, I guess, through their previous way of life. So we're going to go on a journey. Certainly I'm going to learn something. It's something I don't know a lot about, but many people have encouraged me to visit this place, and something I've always been interested in. So what we're going to do first though is just have a little bit more of a walk around Şanlıurfa. Many people believe this was the birthplace of Abraham in the Old Testament, who is a very famous figure in many religions, Christianity, Judaism and Islam. So reportedly there is a cave somewhere around here where legend has it that it was the birthplace of Abraham. So we'll check this place out first, and then we're going to try and make our way out to Golbeki Tepe, which is a little bit outside of town, so probably via a taxi. So join me and let's hope we have a good time here in southern Turkey. Okay, so you can see on this sign here we have an explanation in both Turkish and English. I assume most people would be going by English, but an explanation of what this place is, the fish lake. So relates to Abraham and really, I guess, the beginning of the three main religions, principally Judaism, but also Christianity and Islam. So that's the explanation we have here, the tradition of the lake. Don't want to sound too cynical, but another explanation, of course, is that we do seem to actually be at the low point of the big catchment here, which might be why there's a lot of water. We'll let the theologians and the scientists debate that one out. A very beautiful place and very important location in the history of some of the world's great religions. So you can see here this very lovely park near the centre of the city, and up on the hill there I presume this was what was originally the walls of the city, something you see in a lot of these very ancient cities. They were surrounded by walls, like presumably to defend the city from outside invaders, and also what might be some kind of old Greco-Roman ruins. So now we're just going to try and find Abraham's cave. I believe it might be somewhere up here in the hill, so let's go and see if we can find it. Okay guys, so you can see here we're pretty much at the top of the the hill now, and this is what remains of the city walls. Still in remarkably good condition, really. Certainly compared to some other city walls we've seen on this trip, like those in Istanbul, Constantinople. And you can just see here a nice panoramic view of the city. A little bit more polluted, as you can see here, compared to Turkish cities on the coast. Certainly very interesting culture. It does feel a lot more Middle Eastern than other parts of Turkey, for example Istanbul. Overall a very interesting place. Okay, we've made it past the walls up to the top of the hill here, but I think I am officially lost, unfortunately. So Abraham's Cave is probably somewhere back down the hill. It's a very nice view of these city walls though. Perhaps in the day there may have been some kind of a moat here, or I don't know. Or even this is some kind of a secondary wall. And this is what housing's like on the other side, so a little bit poorer than in the centre around the most touristic area. So I think what we're going to have to do here, we're going to have to cut our losses and head back down the hill. We might have one more try to find Abraham's Cave. If not, we'll have to cut the losses completely and head to Golbeki Tepe. Alright, well, rather than turn around, as I said previously, I decided to persist and keep following this road. And it looks like I might actually be rewarded here, because we have a very, very good view, even higher up than before, of the city. So we can see very lovely Şanlıurfa. Don't know what this is down here. I'd presume some kind of government or civic building. And yeah, just a lot of very similar buildings. It reportedly does get very hot here in summer. You can have days of above 50 degrees. So you actually see when you get down to the street, many of the buildings are actually partially buried underground. So something you see in rural parts of Australia as well, some of the hottest parts of Australia. It's not uncommon to have this type of construction where the building is partially buried to escape the heat. So quite a nice time to come here actually in winter. Like it's probably around about 10 degrees now, so like not too hot, not too cold. But certainly if it was the middle of summer, it would be quite hard to walk around here in the day in 50-degree heat. Well, this is a cave, but I'm pretty sure it's not Abraham's Cave. I think Abraham's Cave might be maintained a little bit more by the local government. This is possibly a very heavy cigarette smoker's cave. So there we go. Any Turkish viewers might be able to explain further, but I believe this place might be closed. Possibly it's been closed since 2018. But this is the castle, the entry to the castle, as you can see. So actually, according to this, actually older than Golbeki Tepe, dating back to 9,500 BC, so 11,500 years old. So yeah, people have been here for a very, very long time in this part of the world. The northern part of what's known as the Fertile Crescent, which is where it's believed that agriculture, humans first made the shift from agriculture to agriculture from hunter-gatherers. Okay, well this is the site of Abraham's Cave, and like a lot of the history of Turkey, it wasn't, you can see now it's really a Muslim site of significance and is attached to a mosque here at the moment. But like a lot of the history of Turkey, it wasn't always this way. According to the information here, it was once, or originally really, it was a pagan temple, then it was part of a synagogue, and for a long time also part of a Christian church, and finally when the Muslims took over Turkey, they converted it to a mosque, which was over 500 years ago now, and that's what it's been to this day. So as you can see here, a lot of people coming to visit it. It is really a site of major significance for Muslims, but based on the history as well, it has been a site of significance also for others in Christians and Jews. So we're just about to go inside. I'm not sure if I can film inside. I'll have to just check that to see if it's respectful or not. So let's go and have a look at this site of very historical significance for the world, really, not just Turkey. This is the local fashion here. Okay guys, well we've arrived here at Golbeki Tepe, so the route here from the main city is about a 10 or 15 minute taxi ride, which cost me 100 lira, which at the moment, with the exchange rate going up and down a lot, but it has really gone down a lot this year, that works out at about 10 Australian dollars, so quite a quick cheap trip, I should say. I believe there may be some kind of a bus here which we might explore on the way back, but that was what I decided to do, to get the taxi. You can see it's a pretty miserable day here. It's been raining. I'm just going to brave the rain today. I don't have an umbrella. I think, why not, seeing I'm here? And to be honest, I'd probably rather this than to temperatures of 50 degrees in the middle of summer. So it's not too bad. So you can see here it's really well, it is very wet here in Turkey at the moment, but things aren't so green as they are in northern Turkey around Istanbul and Gallipoli. So you can see here more of a yellowish colour to a lot of the grass. So as you come into Golbeki Tepe, there is a bit of a museum which explains some of the history here, and what they say in the museum is they think it was a bit of a transition that humans went through from hunter-gatherers to agriculture, and Golbeki Tepe, it might have been part of this transition. So there may have been tribes or groups or whatever you want to call it of hunter-gatherers, and they all for some reason came here and they built these structures, and there may have been some groups that grew wheat and managed to domesticate some animals and domesticate dogs and created their own new agricultural ecosystem. There might have been other groups in the region that kept hunter-gathering. So it's a very interesting place, and we don't completely know what the history is. So we're just going to walk up now to the archaeological site. There's a little minibus from the museum, and let's see if we can see anything more interesting here, and hopefully learn a little bit more about the history of this site, and also a little bit more about our evolution as humans and just how we got to this crazy techno-industrial society of greater than 7 billion people. From not so long ago, we were very small bands of hunter-gatherers that had just come out of Africa.